the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at Bill Bird Kia, PanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust at Bill Bird Kia. Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sportage, $1,748 per month per 1,000 financed in 60 months. Qualities limited. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. Not available on balloon financing. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 4/30/25.
Introducing Southern Breeze Primary Care. With 45 years of experience, owners Holly Gay and Lisa King bring warm, friendly care, Southern charm, and a family vibe. They are the pros in youth sports, physicals, general health care, Bio-T hormone replacement therapy, certified DOT exams, and Coast Guard physicals. Southern Breeze, 107 West 19th Street, Suite B, 850-248-8002. Walk-ins are welcome and insurance is accepted but not required. Southern Breeze offers breezy solutions for your health care needs.
Do you want to eat like a local? The Local 115 is now open. Local drinks, local sports, and local food. Delicious oysters, crab cakes, steamed seafood, gumbos, salads, paninis, wings, wine, and cold beer. Nothing fried. That's right. No fried foods at Local 115. Amazing local food with an exciting local sports and mural theme. Eat like a local at the Local 115. 115 Harrison Avenue, downtown Panama City.
That Boot Store celebrating March Madness and college basketball. Janice and Irene invite you to dribble on down to That Boot Store for an easy layup on your favorite Western outfit. Make a winning shot from downtown on your favorite Carhartt work clothes or dunk the savings on a pair of your favorite Western boots. March Madness going on now at That Boot Store. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 9 till 5. Friday and Saturday, 9 till 5:30. Next to Bill Burke at 15th Street, Panama City. That Boot Store where God is good all the time.
Hey, everything okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Honey. Hey, I'm here for you. Tell me about school today.
When kids can't find the right words, music can help them sound it out. Talk to the kids in your life about their emotional well-being. Find tools and resources at sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal Ventures.
PLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Lynn. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Now back to the Inside Drive. And local Gulf Plus Studios. It's the next evolution of Sports Talk Radio. The biggest stories and the biggest reactions.
Now.
And now we're taking...
With the first pick.
This is the last ball you got in the bag.
The Inside Drive. From college to the pros. Interviews with the newsmakers, sports betting, your phone calls, and more. And now, The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And a good morning. Still morning time. Weird for me to say. I'm used to the whole afternoon.
Amen, brother.
Yeah, it's just kind of weird. But yep, still 11 a.m., still the morning hour. This is James Fife here, filling in for Ryan Mulvey on the Inside Drive. Ryan out of the office the rest of this week, going up to spend time with his mother-in-law, take care of his mother-in-law right now. So, any of you out there, just send your thoughts, prayers, good vibes, whatever you do, man. Send them out there to Ryan Mulvey. I know he and his family need it right now. Now, my first time hosting, ladies and gentlemen. I am excited. I am happy. Let's get this going to get you guys more familiar with me. I know you've heard me plenty of times out here on the radio here at ESPN Northwest Florida. But just to let you know, I have been in the Panama City area now since 2017. Been here at the radio station. Oh, when did I start here, Dave? Like 22, 23? I've been here for a good minute right now.
Right. I would say 2022.
I think it was 22. The end of 22 is when I came in. I remember the first time you ever
walked in, you wore a Titans jersey because, every time we get a new person, I'm like, well, we'll see how long this one lasts. You know? And you're wearing not a Titans jersey, a Titans shirt. I was like, all right, this guy,
Guy knows sports.
He'll fit in.
He'll make it. He'll make it.
I don't know about knowing sports or anything, because if we're Titans fans, I don't know how much we know about sports.
Oh, we know about the Titans, though. That's the thing.
To choose the Titans is like, what in the world, But, you've been here for a while, and a huge part of the afternoon underdogs, and, glad to see you shining on the Inside Drive.
Love it, man. Glad to be here.
When the Inside Drive first started,
I was
you
doing
had
the
to
board
been
for
here
a little
2022.
while.
Yeah, so when we first started, you were running the board, so it's definitely 2022.
Yeah, it had to be in late 2022. But thank you guys tuning in, and a big thanks to Golf Plus for being the sponsor of Inside Drive. Head on down to Golf Plus, get your fit and get your gear. Get out there, play some golf, man. And over at Golf Plus, the guys over there, make sure you get fitted just so perfectly right. So I have, like I said, I have been here since 2017. Really love the area. My wife and I just love the beaches. So we are here enjoying the beaches.
As far away from the beaches.
As far away from the beaches, but still being in Bay County at the same time.
There you go.
It's great, man. Love living out there. And thank you guys tuning in, hanging out. Now, letting you guys know, we are still in the Final Four. Auburn in the Final Four, and we here at ESPN Northwest Florida are carrying all of the games. So be sure to be tuned in. It is Saturday. I do believe tip-off is somewhere around 5:30.
Yeah, 5:09.
5:09. All right, there we go. And all games will be right here, ESPN Northwest Florida. All right, last night, we'll just go over some scores real quick. Dodgers 3, Braves 1.
Here we go again.
Yeah, we'll discuss that a little bit more in depth later.
0-6, though. I know we're going to discuss it more later, but goodness gracious, man. Can't catch a break at all.
Not pretty at all. Other scores last night I find for importance. The Brewers, 5, Royals, nothing.
How about that, though?
The Brewers the first win.
Yeah.
So that's the LA Brewers are off the loser bracket.
There's only one team left who's winless.
And the Twins win last night, 8-3 over the White Sox, and they get in to the win column, leaving our Atlanta Braves with the only team with the goose egg in the wins.
0, zilch, nada.
That is tough. That is real tough.
At what point, you're wearing the Cubs jersey, all that good stuff, but at what point would you say, being an outsider, not a Braves fan, when is it okay to, all right, when do you turn to worry? Do you wait till you get to 0-10, and then at that point, do you just write the season off? Here we go.
It's a long season. That's the nice thing about baseball.
It's the marathon.
So like football, you come out 0-6. Let's just go ahead and write the whole thing off because you only got 17 games. You're done. Luckily for baseball, you have 162 games. And even really great teams are going to have skids of 4 and 5 losses. Mm-hmm. That's just part of the game. That's part of statistics of baseball. It just is really awful when you open the season that way. It just, because the beginning of the season is a great time because everybody's in it. Everybody's going to win the World Series. Everybody's happy that baseball is just returning. So when you come out and you just go over for however long, not great for the morale just because everybody's so excited and you want to have a couple of wins in the beginning to keep the fans excited. Not really worried about the Braves. They still have enough talent on that team. I can still see them as a playoff team or a postseason team without a whole lot of problems. Now, they do need to get some guys back, that are on the injured reserve list. That'll help a lot. We'll talk about that later. And getting Profar back, I think, might be a help later. But, that's only going to be for a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious.
All right, we'll keep on going on with some news. The Bucks win last night in the NBA against the Suns, and they shot a field goal percentage of 69%. Highest field goal percentage since 1998 when the Clippers did it against the Raptors.
Wow, that's a long time. I mean, 1998, so we're, almost... What is that? Almost 30 years.
Almost 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 25 at least.
69%. I mean, that's
great,
incredible.
especially for me looking at that right now. Let's look at what the NBA plays right now. It's three-point land.
Right.
And you don't always hit all your threes. Your 3 shots still get you the more points, but 3-point shots are still 40, 50%. for a good team.
Yeah.
So those guys are out there putting the 3 points up, and to come away with almost 70% from the floor, just amazing.
Does it say what their 3-point percentage was? I mean, obviously
I can find that real quick.
But yeah, I mean that's were they shooting mid range? Were they inside? Were they shooting it from the tray land a lot? I mean, still, no matter what, how it doesn't matter how you cut that cake.
Yeah, that's just crazy on that.
68.9%, man. Great
that's
stuff
crazy.
there. And that's without Damian Lillard, right? Because
that's without Damian Lillard.
Yeah, dealing with the DVT, deep vein thrombosis as well.
Thrombosis as well. Man, that's going around the NBA. I wonder if
you got Victor and...
wonder if that's a thing with training that they're doing now. I don't know. Not been a whole lot of guys lately, but it does seem over the last couple of years that kind of bigger all-stars have been going out with this in the NBA. Not a doctor, not a trainer, but I think we might want to look into something there. Other news of the sports world, the Capitals beat the Bruins 4-3 last night. Ovechkin knocks in another goal. He is down to 4 more.
4 to go. Let's go.
Beat Wayne Gretzky's record on goals. Capitals do.
About how many games left?
In the season for them, I think they're around 7.
So what do you think? You think he gets it done this season?
He gets it done this season, no doubt. He in the last 18 games, he's had 12 goals. He is on a hot streak right now. So
the
he
Capitals
is
as a team.
Oh, the Caps as a team. The Capitals as a team. This one needs to be studied by NHL teams on doing a retool, not a rebuild, but a retool. Because the Capitals last year did not make the playoffs. Weren't the worst team, but were not at no point last year a playoff contender. And they come back, get some new goaltending, get some defense, get a couple of younger guys on the bottom 6. They got speed, they got action, and they're keeping the puck out of the net, and they are looking hot. They might even win the President's Trophy this year. They are looking so good. The Padres of San Diego. They have extended Jackson Merrill 9 years, $135 million.
Wow.
Rookie man.
Hey, he's played some great baseball, too, and he's got, almost that 5 tool. He's got the 5 tools.
Yeah, you can put him almost anywhere out on the field. Because the Padres, if you look at the Padres in their build, just about everybody on their team played short, except for the catchers, played shortstop at some point in either college or minor league baseball. So it is a great defensive team, and that is a smart move nowadays because you got to have good defense now because you got to get those outs when they are available because everybody's hitting those home runs with the torpedo bats now. So when that is in play, you've got to make your play to keep your team in it. Now let's see some other interesting things from baseball last night. The Tigers beat the Mariners 4-1. The Tigers recorded 27 outs in a row without giving up a hit. Still didn't get the no-hitter because the first guy that came to the plate on the first pitch bloop single to the left field line. And the rest of the night, the Tigers had nothing. The Mariners had nothing.
That run?
The Mariners scored the run. It was Randy Arozarena in the 7th inning. So Randy Arozarena gets hit by a pitch, gets to first base, makes it to second base on a passed ball, makes it to third base on a ground out, and scores on a sac fly.
Wow, how about that? And still, just the Uno hitter.
Yeah,
but it felt like
one hitter, and you got the 27 outs in a row.
Yeah.
That's the hard part is getting 27 outs in a row. But nope. Still gave up that hit, man. That's gotta hurt.
It does. I mean, especially if you're the pitcher, and I'm sure that was combined throughout.
It was not. There was a couple of pitchers last night. I can go tell you how many.
But still, I mean, to go 27 outs consecutively like that, and you get the win though, right? So there's that aspect. So I think that you definitely want the win more than you want anything else.
Oh, absolutely. But just that stat, I'm like looking at that, going, man, that's pretty cool right there. It's not very often that we get to see a one-hitter or a no-hitter, especially in this day in baseball, and we basically got to see a pseudo no-hitter, single hitter.
Yeah, a pseudo no-hitter, a Uno hitter.
Uno hitter, Uno first hitter. Man, that's great. Did not watch that one last night, too busy watching hockey, but glad I got to see that one coming by on the scores. So, baseball, we'll just keep on talking it.
All right.
What about Southern California? They are doing pretty good in baseball. Just all Major League Baseball down in Southern California.
Even the Angels?
Even the Angels, 4-1.
4-1. How about that stat? But all right, so you start the season out against the White Sox. You get 2 wins there. Who's their series that they're in against right now? Who are they playing
let's
right now?
see. Right now, A's. The Cardinals beat the Cardinals last night in 11 innings, 9-7.
Oh, you're talking about the A's.
Angels.
Oh, Angels. All right. So the Angels beating the Cardinals. I mean, the Cardinals is one of those teams where you expect them to be good, but do they really have the roster right there?
I don't think they do.
And when it comes to the Angels, like I hate to say pull for them because I don't really pull for them, but the fact that Ron Washington is their manager, I pull for Ron Washington.
Yeah, big Ron Washington fan.
Right.
Yeah, I am a Ron Washington fan, disciple of that guy. He is one of those really great hands-on manager-type coaches. I've seen him out working with guys. Incredibly smart fielding coach. He can take guys that are just average fielders, and he can make them great fielders, especially at the corners, shortstop. He has ran some miracles with some of those guys.
Yeah.
I love it. So, yeah. Angels 4-1, Dodgers 7-0, Padres 6-0, Southern California starting the MLB season 17-1.
How's them Sacramento A's doing?
How's them Sacramento A's doing? Well, last night the A's played the Cubs. The Cubs won 7-4 over the Athletics. Athletics have 2 wins on the season. Neither of them in the new ballpark. They beat the Mariners twice in the opening series in Seattle. So the A's have still not won in their minor league ballpark.
Oh, well, there you go, man.
Selling it out, though, but I'm not surprised by that. Let's just see how long they keep on selling that thing out.
And haven't seen a lot of complaints about, I don't know about the A side of things, but with the Rays fans and going over there to Steinbrenner, I mean, it's looked to be good so far.
Good so far. The only worry is where you're going to go. Hot. Yeah, where you're going to go next year.
Oh, yeah, figuring that out. But there's so many parks in that area. They'll be able to figure something out.
Like I say, we'll get into this later, too, but I think they're going to end up at their minor league / spring training affiliate park down in Port Charlotte.
Okay. All right. How far away is that from?
It's like an hour and a half south. Not too bad. So you're not going to lose a whole lot of fans because it's still on that coast of Florida. So people will still keep coming in to watch the Rays. Now, where do they end up in the long run? That is the serious question that I do not know the answer to.
It's an hour and 26 minutes.
26 minutes. So not great, not bad.
I mean,
but it's still your minor league facility versus somebody in your division's minor league facilities.
Of all teams, the New York Yankees, just doesn't sit right with me. But it's also, kind of interesting, I guess, that they're playing there. And there's a lot of Yankees and Red Sox and really any other team that's
all
Rays
kinds
playing.
Of fans are going to be in there watching that.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, yes. So did you see the ending to the Kentucky and Texas A&M baseball game on Sunday?
Where they ended at 4:30?
Yeah, the game where the SEC has the curfew rule on Sundays to end at 4:30.
For the getaway.
Yeah, so you can get home, so everybody can go to class Monday, because that's what we're there to do, even though we're getting paid to play baseball now in college.
Right.
But you're still there for your education, and kids, get your education. Make sure you pay attention in school. You can end up like our great hero, David Hayes here.
Yeah, no, their hero today is James Fife, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, that's a wild situation. They were basically just going into they're in the 8th inning. You can't start a new inning after the local time of 4:30, wherever it is that you're playing. And the pitcher's up there just kind of, they have the pitch clock in college baseball as well. Yep. So he's just draining every single second that he possibly can.
And they also, I don't know if they faked it or if it was real, but they also have the communication system like they have in Major League Baseball. And the pitcher was like, hey, my thing's not working. My thing's not working, pointing at his hat, pointing at his head. So the manager comes out and checks on it and goes, oh, his thing's not working, and calls out, some assistant to come and like, hey, go grab a thing so he can hear. Take your time, but grab it. Mm-hmm. And that's when the Texas A&M coach just starts barking. And then the manager for the Wildcats, while on the mound, barking back at the A&M.
And they had a decent, a sizable lead at that point, too. 3 or 4 runs,
They had a
right?
3-run lead, I do believe. So, I mean, it's not it's a lead that can be overcome, but
Right.
if you don't got to play in ninth inning and get the win, hey, let's go out there and get our win, right?
Yeah, no, that's, I mean, that's a wild situation. I don't know if I'm a fan of that rule, like being able to manipulate time like that. If you're in the 8th inning, I would say go ahead and finish the game out as normal. But the rule's a rule. That's just how it's going to go.
I'll agree with you on that one. I think they should have something like the 7th inning. If it's like the 8th inning and you're rolling into the 9th and there's only 1 inning left, they should have a nothing after 4:30 unless it's like the 9th inning.
Right. Or have a certain amount of runs that has to, there's a number there of if you're down 6 runs and it's 4:30 or so, as long as you can tie that game up or take the lead with one swing of the bat, i.e. a grand slam, then you gotta
give
playing
them a
baseball.
chance on that, because that makes for exciting baseball. Because don't we love seeing a close game in the 9th inning?
No doubt about
a big
it.
old bat up to hey, let's go. But no, it's that was wild. I did not know the SEC had that rule.
I didn't know that. I think that's a 2025 rule, though.
Yeah,
I think
it's not a bad rule, really. But I mean,
it's understandable.
It's understandable what they're doing,
right?
But you gotta. I think they'll make some changes after this, especially after they saw something like this.
Yeah.
That's one of those things where, it was a game that probably nobody's going to talk about. Neither team is, A&M's top 25, but Kentucky is not.
Texas A&M, they started out as the overall number 1 seed, and it has not been well.
Good.
No, I think they're 1-8 in the conference right now.
Ooh.
Yeah, so they dropped out of the top 25 within like the first 2 weeks of the season starting.
Man.
Yeah, it's been a tough road ahead, but hey, we'll talk with Morgan Hilliard on the Afternoon Underdog. She'll bring you the Texas A&M update
She
at
will let us
5:20.
know. She'll probably give us a play-by-play, blow-by-blow, what was yelled at each other. I love it.
Actually, she was that was at Texas A&M.
Yes.
Yeah, she was at, I don't know if she was at that particular game, but she was at the weekend series. I think she was there Friday and Saturday.
That is awesome. I want to hear it. I just got to hear what she has to say about that. Because somebody actually being there, totally different than I watch the replay on the computer and it gets cut and edited and you don't actually hear everything quite well. But can't wait to hear what Morgan has to say on that.
And she brings the passion. There's no doubt about that.
So ESPN Northwest Florida presents the Race to Talladega. Be sure to be listening in 7:15 and 8:15 with Coach James Hale. And then be listening in at 12:40 and 5:40 with the Inside Drive and the Afternoon Underdogs. Our contest will start April 7th and run through the 18th. So what do you have to do for the 2 tickets to the Jack Links 500 on April 27th? Well, what you got to do, starting Monday with Coach Hale, be listening, be calling, and then when you hear your name during the Afternoon Underdogs, or during the Inside Drive, get your phone out. Call us here at 850-215-6290. The person that calls us the quickest has the quickest qualifying time, and you will be that big winner. Gonna take a break right now, and we will be right back. We will be discussing the Braves, so give us a call, 850-215-6290, if you got something to say about the Braves.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The NCAA Men's Basketball Championship Tournament plays here.
4-3. Got it!
Listen to the madness.
The San Diego State Aztecs, for the first time, will head to the Final Four.
March Madness continues.
Miami is going to the Final Four.
Exclusively on ESPN Northwest Florida.
The two-handed slam. Yep.
Good morning, this is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Wednesday's weather forecast. A variety of mostly sunshine and slight fog this afternoon and evening with a high near 78 and a wind 15 to 20 miles per hour. Slight fog tonight, a gentle breeze and a temperature of 69. The same tomorrow around 78 with slight fog in the morning, but otherwise some sun. Mostly sunny Friday and very warm around 79. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Tired of flipping through channels and finding nothing good? Introducing Scorpion TV. Over 5,000 live streaming channels. Catch every game of the season with over 100 sports networks, including ESPN, ESPN Plus, the NFL Network, and Red Zone. Even pay-per-view events. Watch 400 local network channels from Panama City and most markets throughout the country. Fox, ABC, CBS, and NBC. It's more than sports. Scorpion TV offers premium movie channels like HBO, Cinemax, Stars, 200 plus entertainment and news networks. Or watch thousands of movies on demand. All for just $45 a month when you use the ESPN NW promo code at checkout. Watch on up to 5 devices at the same time. Perfect for sharing with family and friends. Scorpion TV gives you everything you want for less. Cut the cord, not the fun. To score Scorpion TV, go to ESPNPC.com and click on the Scorpion TV logo. Don't forget our promo code ESPNNW.
Broadcasting from the Gulf Plus studios, it's the Inside Drive. This is not for the casual fan. This is for the warriors. This is for the legends.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
It's the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to the Inside Drive. James Fife filling in for Ryan Mulvey on this beautiful Wednesday. David Hayes hanging out, hitting the buttons on the board, making it all happen back there. Thank you very much, sir. All right, let's continue on with the show. And ESPN Northwest Florida is Braves country. That's right. You can hear most every single Braves game right here on 104.3 Panama City, 101.9 in Port St. Joe. Braves playing tonight. They will be taking on the Dodgers. First pitch scheduled for 7:38. I'm assuming we'll have pregame at 6.
For what?
Braves. Sorry, Braves.
Tonight, I think we start a little later than 6
Yeah, 7:38 first
6:20.
pitch. 6:20, everybody. So a little bit of Paul Feinbaum. Right?
Yeah, about 20 minutes
about 20
or so
minutes of Paul.
So
if you got to call Paul, make it quick. Make it quick. Don't take too long because we will have the Atlanta Braves taking on the Dodgers right now. Let's see. Atlanta at a plus 200.
Wow, that's
for the night.
That's kind of a nice gesture by the book.
That's
I feel like it should be around like plus 400. Maybe they're not put a little
scratch on that.
A little sprinkle on
it. A little scratch on that because it's plus 200's kind of nice, but Dodgers good. Braves not so much. So, like you said, I would like to see a little bit better odds for that. Now, we all have discussed that the Braves are the only team without a win. Now, what is wrong with the Braves?
Well, how many runs have they scored in this series so far?
Oh, how many runs have they scored in this series
one.
so far?
I believe it's
2.
Oh, is it 2?
Two
okay,
runs.
So
they lost 6-1 and a lost 3-1.
Okay, that's right. I forgot about the late the late run in game 1. There's your issue right there. Is the offense just isn't there, and that's what's. That was the issue last year, right? I mean, they found a way to get into the playoffs, which was very impressive in and of itself, but that was where the biggest issue was. I mean, a lot of people want to point to the bullpen, but when you're not scoring the runs, especially when you come from, 2 or 3 years ago, you're leading the league in home runs. The offense looks unstoppable, but the bright spot of your offense last year was essentially Marcell Ozuna. And then outside of that, everyone else was, and you can't expect Matt Olson to have, year 2 look the same exact way that it did in year 1, because, I mean, he was up there in the MVP
Oh, that was
voting.
a great season.
Right, and that's just not normal to have every single year. So it comes down to the offense, man, and who provides the spark, and the spark's just not there. You're hoping when Ronald Acuna Jr. comes back, he's gonna, be that guy, but the way that
you
it's
got to
looking
find
right
somebody
now,
right now to get a spark.
Exactly,
because it ain't happening right now. Because right now, as a whole, the Braves batting average, a whopping That is the team batting average right now is a 137, which is good enough to be 30th or last place in Major League Baseball. Following that, their slug rate, 220 for a slug rate. That's also
at least like 335, 400.
Yeah, you want to get to the 400.
Yeah.
400 is about a good average to be at. So a 220, good enough for 30th. Again.
Now, how many teams are there in Major League Baseball? 30
exactly
teams.
30 teams.
That's not the greatest. Actually, it's not good at all.
No, not good. Bats need to wake up. A grand total of 3 players right now on the Braves, and one of them actually can't play right now, have over or at a 200 batting average. That would be Nick Allen.
He hasn't played every game, I don't believe.
He's only played 2 games.
Yeah.
Marcell Ozuna.
Sensible.
And Jurickson Profar.
Oh, well, he's Profar away from the team right now.
So that's not the Profar hitting over 200 is not going to help you much.
No.
That's not great numbers when you're looking at it. And all but 3 dudes are below the Mendoza line.
Oh.
You can't stay there forever. That won't happen either.
No,
because
it won't
Slob
happen.
averages, baseball just in general, will say the team will get better at batting, hopefully at some point. I don't think you can have that kind of numbers a whole season.
Yeah.
I just don't think that is possible. But looking at those numbers right now, that paints a very good picture on what is kind of wrong. And I looked into some pitching numbers as well. Not great. Not as bad, though.
Yeah.
Because right now, the team ERA of 4.88. 25th in the league. So bottom tier, but still not the worst. The whip is a 1.35, good enough for 20th. So you're moving more towards the middle there. So I'm seeing that. 42 strikeouts, 18th in the league. 6 home runs given up, 14th in the league. So they're kind of in the middle on that. So what that is telling me about the pitching is they're getting the strikeouts. They're not giving up home runs.
Right.
But they are giving up either big hits or they are just letting too many guys on simply. Because if you look with that ERA being so high, but the home run numbers being so low, they're not giving up the home runs, which is how most runs are collected nowadays because it's just small ball is dead. So seeing that kind of an ERA with the low home run numbers telling me that the Braves defense isn't really stepping it up in a small ball aspect, but the team has not committed many errors. The Braves have committed 1 error so far on the season.
Hey, if we can, point to a statistic that's like, there's hope.
There's hope.
The defense is all right.
The defense is doing well. The guys that are on the field, on the diamond, they are making the defensive plays. 1 error. That's it.
Yeah.
5 other teams have 1 error, and one team had no errors. I forgot who it was. Sorry, my bad, guys. So it's not a defensive issue, really. It is that the bats are cold. Now, do the Braves' bats heat up when they get home? Because they haven't been home yet. They've been on a West Coast swing, which is one of the harder swings to do because you've got a big time, got a change in time. You're farthest that you can get away from home. You don't often be division.
Yeah, but you started the season like this. You've been out there for, you're going on your second series, and you've scored, 4?
4, 3, 0, 0, 1.
Yeah. So 9 runs, right?
Yeah.
9 runs in a total of 6 games is not going to cut it.
Not going to cut it.
And it's not like they've given up a ton of runs either, because you're talking about what? 7, 4,
7, 4, 1, 5, 6, and 3.
Yeah.
So that's not awful. I mean, you're not going to win a lot of games giving up 7 runs, but you can win games giving up 5 runs.
Oh, especially if your offense is what we saw 2 years ago, but it's just not clicking. And again, it kind of comes back to that spark. And were they hoping that Jurickson Profar was going to bring that spark? I think so. Did he? Not really. There's something about having a guy like Ronald Acuna Jr. in the lineup. It's just electrifying.
Even just for being in the dugout. He's the kind of guy that I think a lot of guys on the team look to him as kind of a guy that they'll get energy from. Because I've just kind of always seen that with Ronald, that good stats guy, but I think he is a great locker room guy, just in terms of somebody that even if he's putting up average stats, you still want him around just because of what he brings to the other guys.
Yeah.
So he is one of those players that I think any team would like him. And I think the Braves, as long as he doesn't get injured again too long, he might be a Brave for a good little bit.
I would hope so. I would hope so. But you just never know. Like, that's the thing about baseball is like Mookie Betts. If you're a Red Sox fan, you would have liked to see him never leave the Boston Red Sox. But, you know.
It's like Freddie Freeman with the Braves.
Yeah.
Nobody really wanted to see him. I was disappointed when he left. Not the biggest Braves fan, but, man, I liked watching that guy play.
I don't know if there's ever been a player that's been a part of any of my teams that hurt the way that Freddie Freeman did. And it's hard to blame, especially like looking back on everything. The Braves were not going to be able to compete with the financial side that the Dodgers obviously were able to go out and get Freddie Freeman. You can see wanted to go a little bit younger on first base. I mean, you get Matt Olson. That made a lot of sense, but I don't think that there's ever been a player that I've, followed, he's a part of my team that I follow. And when he left, I mean, that was gut wrenching. And I went to the game, his first game back in Atlanta, and I was booing heavily. I clapped when he got his World Series ring, but booed when he got in the batter's box.
I was crushed when Dale Murphy left the Braves. That's how long ago I was, how long I've been watching the games. I remember Dale Murphy got traded to the Phillies.
That's one of Coach Brian Haddad's favorite players of all time is Dale Murphy.
Yeah, and that crushed me because I was kind of a Braves fan as a little kid because my dad was, and we went to a couple of games down at Fulton County Stadium, and I was just a big Dale Murphy fan, and when they let him go, I was just, my 6-year-old self was so upset.
Yeah.
No, they can't make him go. Bring him back.
It's such a different, there's nothing like being a kid enjoying sports because of how encapsulated you are into that. And, as I've gotten older, it's like, the fandom hasn't worn off by any stretch of the imagination. However, when those guys
look at it a lot differently.
Yeah, I mean, those guys are kind of like your heroes and stuff,
Oh, yeah, when you're a kid, you just see that guy. I mean, you can even go to a minor league baseball game as a kid and just see those guys out there and just be like, oh, that's just the coolest thing ever. Because you're a kid, and that's something cool to you because it's something you enjoy. It's something you can go out and experience. It's something you can see other people do greatly. So it is just one of those things that, as a kid, in your little kid mind, it's like, man, this is the coolest thing because I can relate to this. Because when you're a kid, there's not a whole lot of things out there that you can relate to because you haven't lived long enough really to be able to relate to these things in the world. But when you start playing t-ball when you're 4 and you go to a baseball game when you're 6, you had that connection. And I think that's one of the things sports does well is a lot of the big leagues support youth sports, which makes lifelong fans. Got a little sidetracked right there, but we'll get back onto the Braves for a second now. So injuries for the Braves and guys that I think can come back to help out the team. Strider, Murphy, Jimenez, Acuna. You got all 4 of those guys out right now.
Yeah.
Those 4 guys, when they get back,
it could be a totally different team.
I mean, look at, Murphy and Acuna. We're talking about bats being cold right now. Probably 2 of your better bats that you can get back into the lineup that you are missing. So that is another thing that I think the Braves will see better offense when we see the better players coming back. Because that right now, it just kind of hurts looking at that. What do we got coming up for the Braves after the Dodgers? Hit the schedule button. Thank you, Internet. Oh, we are heading back to Atlanta, and we'll be taking on the Miami Marlins. So
hopefully get some wins there, right? But they've been playing some good ball themselves.
Marlins are not being a bad team right now. The Marlins are, they're better than the Braves right now because, the Marlins at least have a win. They got more than a win right now, don't they? They got, they're 4-2, so they are actually running second place in the East. I do not have that one on my bingo card. The Marlins being second place at any point during the season. Not on the bingo card. That is just absolutely crazy. So, Braves, I know you're listening. We need you to get better, guys. We believe in you. We love you. And that's why we play you here at ESPN Northwest Florida. So, Braves, you got to do it. Any other thoughts on the Braves, David Hayes?
Turn it up, as you just mentioned, man. Hopefully when you get to the house, things can turn around for you. Yes, getting Spencer Strider back, getting Ronald Acuna Jr. back, getting your captains, if you will, back, I think will provide that spark, but you're falling behind. You're falling behind quickly. I don't think that the news of Jurickson Profar is
that
very...
did not help.
Yeah, it doesn't help at all, because you have this idea going into it like, man, the Braves we could have in the clubhouse the best outfield in baseball, and then to lose him for 80 games. And even worse than that is you lose them for the 80 games, but now
the postseason.
Exactly.
I think that's the worst part of it.
So you could, catch fire with that team that you have going into the postseason, and then at that point, you wouldn't even have Jurickson Profar in the postseason. So if I'm Snit, and we're getting late into the month of August, and, we have a good feeling that we're going to be in the postseason, do you even play Jurickson Profar?
I mean,
unless it's
he's going to help.
Shove.
I mean, he's going to help you win, so you kind of have to play him. Even though you're not going to be able to use him in the playoffs, you still got to use him to get to the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I'm saying. If you're battling tooth and nail to get there, if it's not even for sure, like if you're a game behind or 2 games ahead, then I say you do whatever you got to do. But if you get to a point where you've got like a 5-game lead in the wild card, or who knows, the division, but probably more so it'll be the wild card. I don't know, man. I don't know if I would continue to trot him out there when I need the guy who I'm going to be utilizing in the postseason to be at his hottest capable at the hottest that he's capable of playing at.
So basically, it's you don't want the guy that's going to be playing to rust.
Right, yeah. That's exactly it, man. And I see all the time. How many times do we see these teams now? The Dodgers and the Yankees were a little bit of a different situation last year, but how many times do we see the team who is first or second in the AL or the NL fall apart in that first divisional series?
Oh, plenty of times.
Right. I hate the bye weeks in all sports.
I kind of like it. Football is, I think, the only one that does okay with it, just because it's such a physical sport that you get guys to recover. That's it.
Right, but when the Titans were the number 1 seed in, 2021?
Yeah.
All right. What happened? And we were so decimated with injuries, but still we're the number 1 seed. Derrick Henry was missing for 8 weeks, and then, we get the bye week, and we're going to have Derrick Henry back, and here we go. It looks like all systems go. We're taking on a Bengals team that's, they got Joe Burrow, but they
got Joe Burrow,
beatable.
But he's spinning it the whole time on his back. I mean, we sacked him 9 times.
Exactly. And you come out, Derrick Henry was rusty, and all of you. So there is that element where I think if you're just healing guys and they're not coming back from a long-term injury status, I think that's a little bit different. But yeah, it definitely didn't help it did not help the Titans. And to be honest, I mean, look at the Chiefs, how many times they've come from the wild card spot, or not wild card spot, but for not getting the bye week and still going on to playing in the Super Bowl.
But that's the Chiefs for you.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, we are going to take a break. Coming up next, we are going to be talking records that are standing currently that we do not think will be broken. Give us a call, give us a text, 850-215-6290. This is the Inside Drive, brought to you by Golf Plus. We'll be right back.
Atlanta Braves baseball is back.
Swing and a drive. That's hammered deep right. He jumped on one and hits a homer.
We're your exclusive radio home for the Atlanta Braves.
At the wall. It is gone. A grand slam for Acuna.
Hear every exciting home run, every strikeout, and every thrilling victory on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Bestway Portable Buildings has been your portable building specialist since 1989. Before you invest your hard-earned money someplace else, owner Jason Mulder invites you to stop by Bestway and get a quote on just about any size building. And whether you buy with Bestway or not, it's worth the trip just to meet Bestway Buddy. Say hello, buddy. Good boy. Bestway Portable Buildings, just north of Harts Marine on 231, and online at bestwayportablebuildings.com. The best in portable buildings. Tell them Buddy sent ya.
Discover Kia at Bill Bird Kia. The road is yours. Let spring adventures begin in a brand new Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Stop by today and check out the 2025 SUV family. Take a test drive and see the all-new features that elevate any adventure. And now offering 1.9% APR for up to 60 months on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sportage. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at Bill Bird Kia, PanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust at Bill Bird Kia.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sportage. $1,748 per month per 1,000 financed in 60 months. Quantities limited. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. Not available on balloon financing. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 4/30/25.
Broadcasting from the Gulf Plus Studios, it's the Inside Drive. We're betting the limit and covering the spread. The Inside Drive with Ryan and Jay.
Thank you. Nice to be in Vegas.
On ESPN Northwest Florida.
Groovy, Mike.
Groovy, Mike.
It is the Inside Drive here on ESPN Northwest Florida, 104.3 Panama City, 101.9 in beautiful Port St. Joe. James Fife filling in for Ryan Mulvey. David Hayes behind the glass, wearing the most excellent Reggie Miller jersey, ladies and gentlemen. Looking good.
I love this jersey, man.
Looking
it's got
good.
The classic.
I love the classic.
I need to get a dry clean, though, because the white part on it's a little bit dirty, but,
Yeah,
whatever.
you can figure that out. Well, just take some white out to it, maybe.
Yeah, there you go. just spray paint it.
Yeah, just spray paint it. There you go. Take it outside. We got plenty of room out back. All right, so, I remember what I was talking about. Alexander Ovechkin. Ovi scored last night. 4 goals away.
That's to
from
break the
being
record.
The record holder.
Gotcha.
3 to tie, 4 to have it. So many said Gretzky's record of goals would stand for the end of time.
His points definitely will.
Points probably will.
Probably.
At, 1900 and something crazy, almost 2000. So I don't got to worry about that. So that's a crazy stat right there. But Ovechkin catching up on the goals. He's got 7 more games left in the season to get these 4 goals. Now, the Caps do play tonight, and it is I think it's a 6 or 6:30 start. And I don't think he can get 4 in a game. He's done it before. He had a game 5 once. But I don't think he'll get 4 tonight.
I don't think.
A little too weird. But he could have a hat trick tonight.
Yeah,
and tie it.
It's
That
always
could be
a
cool.
possibility.
So
I'll take the under on goals, though.
Take the under on goals?
I'll say, who do they have against tonight?
They are going against the Carolina Hurricanes, who are 46-24-4. They are 3rd place in the Atlantic.
I'll say he has a goal tonight.
I'll go with he has a goal tonight.
Just one, though. Just one.
Yeah, I'd be good with putting a buck down on Ovi gets 1 goal tonight. I don't know about the 3 for the tie because the Hurricanes, really good team, getting into playoff mode right now. But Caps also really good team getting into playoff mode, but the Caps are more into a cruise position because they look like they're going to just hold on to that number 1 Eastern Conference and might even win the President's Trophy. Now we got that out of the way. Let's look at some other records that we think will stand the test of time.
The test of time.
So the first one I thought of was Pete Rose. 4,256 career Major League Baseball hits. And so I looked for the guy that is active in Major League Baseball that has the most hits. You want to take a guess, David Hayes?
Yeah, I kind of do want to take a guess here. Active leader in hits. Is it Shohei Ohtani? No, I'm just I'm kidding. Man, who would be the actively?
We've said his name.
We've said his name
We've
today?
said his name today.
Freddie?
Yes, Freddie Freeman, 2,270.
Okay, so he's not getting 2,000 more hits.
No, he's not going to get 2,000 more hits. No.
Do you think he gets to 3,000? I mean, golly, that's a long ways away.
You're talking 120, 150 hits a year. I mean, you're talking he has to play another like 8 years to do that.
And I mean, he slipped in the shower the other day and hurt his ankle. So he's day to day as it is, which, it's not that big of a deal. But it's also one of those. I don't know if Freddie Freeman has 8 more years in him. Because if he had 8 more years in him as of today, I think he would have signed another contract with the Braves, knowing that he would have had another big contract to get, and then that way he would have finished his career at the house. But maybe we could see Freddie Freeman return to the Braves in his later years.
A little twilight thing.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be a bad thing. Bring him in for a little twilight ceremony.
Give him a deferred contract.
Yeah, give him a deferred contract. Like 2 years at the end, just sit over here, Freddie. We'll put you on first base every once in a while. DH for us, we'll just bring it in because it'll be good for the fans. Fans will come running back in that are Braves fans to see Freddie again, especially for those last couple of games. Another baseball record won't be broken. Cy Young, 511 wins.
Yeah, heck no, man. I mean, and wins aren't even a stat that I think pitchers chase.
Not anymore. Because, you got guys now that'll 3 innings, 4 innings, next guy up.
Right.
Because that's just how baseball is played right now. I mean, closest to Cy Young currently playing, Justin Verlander.
Okay, I was about to say
262.
It's either JV or Max Scherzer. 262. We're talking about, and they're from the era where wins were still
a thing. You still played.
Right.
Starting pitchers pitched 5 innings, unless you were just getting blown apart. You pitched 5 innings back then, so you could qualify for the win. Which I don't really like the 5-inning rule to qualify for a win, especially nowadays where we're just flipping through guys. Okay, you saw the order twice. Get out. It's the 4th inning, I know, but get out.
But I also like the if you pitch 5 complete innings, you've pitched half the game.
Yes.
And I think there is something to be said about that, because if you're just pitching 3 innings, should you qualify for the win? But then on the flip side of that is if you're the relief pitcher and you come in, let's say the starting pitcher just pitches 3 innings and then you come in the 4th inning and your team has the lead and they remain with the lead for the rest of the game, you get the W.
Yeah, well, it's at that point, it is decided by the official scorekeeper on who will get the win. If the starting pitcher comes out with the lead and doesn't make the 5 innings, and a relief pitcher comes in and the score, so say it's 5-0, and the score stays 5-0, the
starting pitcher would still get it. The starting pitcher won't get it.
He can't get it because he didn't go 5 innings.
Right.
But it'll be left up to the scorekeeper on which one of those relievers he felt did the best job.
Okay.
To get the win.
Okay. And 9 times out of 10, it would be the first reliever.
Usually, it's usually either the first one, or if the first one comes in and only does an inning, and some guy comes in and does 3 or 4, you'll see it go that way too. When I was scoring baseball, I had debates all the time, with Major League Baseball, Minor League Baseball on, no, it should be this guy, no, it should be that guy, no, it should be this guy, because we are seeing that now that we don't get guys pitching in. Even in the minor leagues, you don't see them pitching full 5 innings anymore because they're just treating them basically like they are in the majors. So we mentioned Gretzky and his point record, 2,857. Current player playing that is the closest is Sidney Crosby, and he only has 1,667. So I do not see Crosby getting 1,200 more points because, Crosby's already, 37, 38, somewhere in there.
He's up there. He is up there for sure.
He's only going to be around another 2, 3, 4 seasons. So that is another record I think that can stand the test of time. And I had a hard time trying to find...
37, yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to 3, 4 more years. You might give him a 5th year to just skate him around like 2 or 3 shifts a game.
I think that really depends on, do the Penguins, are they going to pick it up? Are they going to become a playoff caliber team again?
No.
Because if they don't, then no. I can't see him playing to 40, honestly.
I think he'll play to 40 because I think he's signed through then.
So you think he'll play his contract out?
He'll play the contract out because he plays well enough. The team around him, not quite as good, but that's mostly because of well, they won a lot of cups, and then when you win cups, you pay people, and then you get in cap trouble.
Right.
And that's kind of what happened here, and that's what they're kind of dealing with, so I think he makes it to 40. I don't think he gets anywhere near. I don't even think he gets to 2,000 points, because that would be 350 more points. Nah, not happening in 2-3 years. If he scores 350 points in 2 or 3 years,
that would be a record in and of itself, right?
Oh, God. Yes, it would. So I look for some NFL ones, and here's probably the most interesting NFL record I don't think will be broken. Most punt returns for touchdowns.
Hester?
Devin Hester at 14. There's a couple of guys currently playing that each have 4. There's 4 guys currently playing.
4 guys who have 4 right
touchdowns. Yep. And the record is 14 for punt returns.
Yeah, they're not.
You're not going to see that.
Not catching that. Punt coverage has gotten a little bit better. I don't think you'll see kickoff return touchdowns either. I don't know what that record is, but who are the 4 active leaders right now?
Let me go find it for you. I had it pulled up.
Because one of the names that I'm thinking of is Turpin from the Cowboys, but I know that he's got 1, might have 2. I don't think that he's got 4. I can't really think of
Cordell Patterson.
Okay.
9.
Yeah. Now he could wait. So he's got 9. So
and he is currently playing.
5 more though, and he's up there in age.
That's a kickoff return, not a punt return.
Okay. I thought we were talking.
Yeah, that's
about
kickoff return.
All right, gotcha. And what's the record for kickoff returns?
9. He owns it.
Oh, he owns the
record.
It.
Yeah, he owns it with 9.
Oh, wow.
So that currently playing guy owns the record.
That's very impressive stuff right there.
Yeah, Josh Cribbs.
Has
8, and Leon Washington 8.
Yeah.
So that takes you into your second place guys. So not a lot of touchdowns scored on the kickoff returns. It seems to happen more on the punts. I would have figured it would have been the other way around.
Yeah, I have to agree with that, man. It does seem like it's a little bit more easier to. You hate to use the word easy right there,
the
but exactly. But on the kickoff return, it seems more likely rather to score a touchdown on that than the punt. But then again, it's easier to outkick your coverage in a punt than it is for a kickoff.
Yeah. Absolutely. And also on kickoffs, you're going to see, I think you see more touchbacks as well.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's going to go away with the new moving it out to the 35.
To the 35 rather than the 30. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think obviously in the game of field position, losing 5 yards is a big deal, but I wonder how teams look at it in that sense. Like, is it worth it to kick it shorter so that they're not getting to the 35 or not starting, so that they're not starting on the 35 compared to the 30?
Yeah.
It doesn't make that big of a deal to special teams.
And we had 2 touchdowns last year, 3 touchdowns on the kickoff last year. It was not many.
It wasn't very many. I mean, I think it was 3.
Yeah. It was not many, because I remember watching last year, like, I bet we see more kickoff returns for touchdowns, and then it's like, I was totally wrong on that assumption, because we are not seeing those things get, I didn't even see that many more returns over previous years. Really?
There was 7 touchdowns, 920 returns for 25,386 yards, which is good for 27.59 yards per return. 7 touchdowns. So
okay, more than I thought. I thought there was only 3. Because it was
in 2023, there was only 4 of them. So it did
increase.
It did increase heavily, not just
double. Yeah, over a double.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not over double, because there were 7. And they had 4 in 2007 and 2024, and then
near double, not quite, but still, that's what they wanted, and well, I guess they got what they wanted. Yeah. Look at that, the NFL doing something good for once. I also think it's a safety issue, and I am totally okay with it being a safety issue. I think college and high school should adopt the same kickoffs. Really, I do, just for the safety aspect, or I hate to say it, but in high school, maybe even just get rid of it.
Get rid of the kick. I don't know.
That started on the 30.
That's an exciting play, though.
It is, but that's where your most of your injuries are on, not even punt returns, but on your kickoffs.
On your kickoffs, yeah.
So
and they don't have it, in high school the same way that they do in the NFL, where you're lined up, further up the field, and you got to wait till the returner touches the ball before you can move. So that also increases the chances for injuries. But I will say, though, in 3 years of calling high school football, I don't think I've seen more than 3 injuries on known injuries on the kickoff, because obviously things can happen and you just don't see the play.
You just sit on the sideline and we don't really tell anybody.
But I haven't seen any guys just like laying on the field after a kickoff return. So there is that aspect. Plus the speed, the level of speed really plays how big of a role concussions are a part of the game, right? Like at the NFL level, much higher,
lot bigger,
much higher rate of speed and strength than even college football. And then there's a big, difference a huge difference from college football from high school as well.
Oh God, yeah, huge difference. Each level up, they're bigger, faster. That's
stronger. It's a Kanye West song.
It's like I've heard it explained this way: the fastest guy that you play in college, every NFL player is that fast.
Yeah,
doesn't matter what position they're playing. Even that big old 400-pound guy that went to the combine.
Yeah,
he quick.
Yeah, out of Florida.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that has the potential to be the biggest ever draft pick in the NFL. That's crazy. And we all thought Refrigerator Perry was huge back in the day.
Right.
And he was only like 6'3" and like 280 or something.
Wow, when you think about size comparisons, the fridge was small. That was a small fridge.
We thought he was huge. Oh man, look, that guy's big. No, not anymore by today's standard. I mean, we've had quarterbacks, Jared Lorenzen, that were bigger than that.
The hefty lefty.
The hefty lefty. Rest in peace, my good friend. All right. Well, is it time for our break? Dave's saying we can go to the break. All right, guys. So the morning is over. We will see you on the other side in the afternoon. Stick around. ESPN Northwest Florida, the Inside Drive, brought to you by Golf Plus.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the afternoon underdogs.
They're not all lovey-dovey. How you see like in the NBA, everybody wants to be everybody's friend and dap them up and hug them and stuff, that there is a rivalry there. And that's what I want to see in sports. I want to see in sports where I want to destroy you. My competition, I don't want us to be friends. You're on the other side. You're wearing the other team's colors. I don't like you. I hate you, and I want to embarrass you.
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Wednesday's weather forecast. A variety of mostly sunshine and slight fog this afternoon and evening with a high near 78 and a wind 15 to 20 miles per hour. Slight fog tonight, a gentle breeze and a temperature of 69. The same tomorrow around 78 with slight fog in the morning, but otherwise some sun. Mostly sunny Friday and very warm around 79. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Powered by Panama City Toyota. Your home for Auburn Tiger basketball. WGSX Lynn Haven. WPLQ Port St. Joe. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hi, I'm Bobby Likas with today's Car Clinic Minute. Now there's another reason to look forward to Friday, the favorite day of the work week and aptly named for the Roman goddess of love. When we come back, I'll tell you why Friday's an automotive sweetheart. Fridays are best known for winding down the work week and gearing up the weekend. But before you turn to the open road, Friday's also the best day to head for your service shop. Most repair facilities are busiest Monday through Thursday, tending to cars that break, often of cumulative neglect over the previous weekend. With a big rush over, technicians tend to spend more time, are more thorough, and pay extra attention to detail on Fridays. With some elected pre-repair on Friday, you'll fall in love with Mondays all over again. TGIL. I'm Bobby Likas. Like us, you'll love us.
Panama City, are you ready for March Madness and the best crawfish in town? Head to Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar. Watch 4 games at once, all tournament long, on the largest TV in Panama City. Wear your team gear and score big. Buy a drink, make a basket, win a free drink. Plus, unbeatable specials. 3 pounds of crawfish with corn and potatoes, just $25. Buckets of beer, $12.50. Lone Star Boyle House and Sports Bar, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
Now back to the Inside Drive, live and local from the Gulf Plus studios. And now, the afternoon delight debrief with the 3 degenerates from the Inside Drive.
Afternoon delight.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
You are listening to the Inside Drive, sponsored by Golf Plus, right here, ESPN Northwest Florida. You can find us on the airwaves, 104.3 Panama City, 101.9 Port St. Joe, and be sure to download our app. Just head out to your store, Google, Apple, and download us. Take us with you everywhere you go. And just remember, all of our local shows here live. You can call us. You can get on the air. You can say hi to Mom. You can say hi to me. You can just start ranting away if you like. Give us a call. Give us a text. 850-215-6290. And ESPN Northwest Florida is the official radio station of the Gulf Coast for March Madness. Final Four coming up on Saturday, so be listening. And I'm going to let you guys know something special right now. We are giving away tickets to the Jack Links 500 on Sunday, April 27th. The contest will begin April 7th. That is Monday. We'll start off with the Coach James Hale Show at 7:15 and 8:15 for your chance to enter. And then at 12:15 and 5:15 during the Inside Drive and the Afternoon Underdogs, your name will be announced. Once you hear your name, get over to the phone. 850-215-6290 is the number you need to call. And how quick you call us is your qualifying time. The person with the fastest qualifying time. 2 tickets to the Jack Links 500 in beautiful Daga.
Old Talladega, man.
Old Daga. And if you got
a great race to go to.
Oh, I've not been. I need to go.
I haven't been to Talladega. I've been to Daytona. That's the only NASCAR race that I've been to.
Bristol.
Yeah. That would be a fun one. That's where Braves and the Reds are playing this year,
they'll
right?
be playing a game this year there. I've seen the stadium outlay for it, and
I'm glad I'm watching it on TV.
Yeah, that's one of those. It's like, I like the idea, what you're trying to do, baseball, to try to drive, some viewership and people coming in, people watching, but I looked into tickets for that game, and 1, they're expensive, and 2, you're nowhere near the field. Like, it's in the infield.
Right.
And then there's the racetrack around
it, and there's plenty of room.
There's seats.
Yeah.
So I was like, I love the idea. Love the marketing here, but I wish they would do something like put some seats on the track, maybe. I don't know if you can really do that, because then you would block people behind you.
And you would have to be able to anchor into the asphalt or whatever cement. I forget what Bristol is, but you'd have to anchor into that. That would not be good for the racetrack in the long term of things. And so, I think this is more of a ploy of trying to find a new demographic or tap into the NASCAR demographic of fans, right? Like have that crossover connection, and to break the record for a single game when it comes to attendance, because you'll have well over 100,000 people there.
You can fit in a lot of people,
right? So there's that aspect of it. However, when I went to Nissan Stadium to watch the Lightning and the Predators, some of the best seats closest to the ice that I've ever been. Right.
Yep.
I was in the lower deck. I was like 10 rows up or so. Right. It was most expensive tickets I had ever bought. But you're like 100 yards away, and I'm being a little egregious right there, but you're a far way away from the ice at that point. There's like, it feels like there's a football field in between you and literally and the ice, so the rink. So it wasn't the greatest hockey experience ever, but it was also bucket list once in a lifetime watching my hockey team. That? Well, not just the outdoor event aspect of it, but when's the next time that the Lightning are going to play in the Titans stadium.
Yeah.
You know? And so to be able to see my favorite hockey team play in my favorite football team stadium, pretty cool stuff there.
Yeah, not going to see that too often.
No.
I had a friend go to the Blackhawks Blues game that was at Wrigley, and he had tickets like 4 or 5 rows in, but after the game started, he was like, one, it was snowing, so I wanted to get out of the snow. So he got up out of the snow, went up to a top deck, and he said actually sitting up top was a better view because you could actually look down on it, where he was sitting so low. He was like, it was just so, you were up almost the same level as the ice, but it was just so far to see. And, you know, he's like, you lose a lot because of the boards, you know, so he's like, if you're going to go to one of those, sit high.
Yeah, sit high. Sit high, stay high.
It makes sense to me. All right, so what I have on my notes, what I want to talk about right now. Major League Baseball teams playing in minor league baseball stadiums.
Who in the world would have thunk when we knew last year was going to be the last time that Oakland was playing in the Coliseum.
Yep.
And we knew that they were going to be playing in a minor league stadium. We did not know that until Hurricane Milton, after the season, did that for the Rays, or did that, to the Rays Stadium, and that we'd have 2 Major League Baseball
teams
in the same season. That's outrageous.
Yeah, same season, minor league stadiums. I mean, I've seen teams that were moving share a stadium, like, okay, we're going to, take a pit stop in Kansas City for 1 year while we're waiting for a stadium somewhere else to be built. I've seen that happen a few times because it was a major league stadium, but I've not seen, like, let's just go to a minor league stadium.
Have you watched any of the Rays games on TV yet?
I have not. I've watched some of the A's games because they played the Cubs.
So, and I feel like that one's a little bit easier because there's no major league affiliation, right? Obviously there is affiliation, but for the A's, it's who's Sacramento, the
Fisher Cats,
right? But who are they?
Giants.
Okay, so there's that. I don't.
They used to be a minor league
playing in your teams, a team that's in your division, playing in a very notable stadium that's got Steinbrenner's name on it.
Yeah. The guy that owns the team that constantly beats you.
Yes,
we're going to go give him money.
Right.
Yeah,
but it also, also at the same time, it's kind of mirrored after the old Yankee Stadium.
Yep.
Right. So you've got that.
You got a great porch out there in right field.
Exactly. So get your lefties hitting bombs out there. But just wild that they're playing out there and both teams, 2 teams, minor league stadiums. But also at the same time, I wonder, does it feel like a Major League Baseball game, or do they still bring that community type feel of a AAA, of a minor league game,
I'm assuming that they still have like the same game day staff doing the same kind of production. So yeah. I'm sure they probably want to make it feel more of major league thing than a minor league ballpark, because minor league ballparks do feel different.
Yeah.
They're treated differently. The entertainment's different. Major League Baseball has lots of money to throw at that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wonder how that looks. And another question I had while I was sitting here, just thought of it, haven't looked it up yet. I probably might look this up tonight and we can talk about it Friday. But who's keeping the gate here? Is it the Yankees or is it the Rays?
Oh, who gets the money?
Who takes the money?
Oh, that's a good question.
Or are the Rays just like, okay, we'll pay you to be here?
I think that's how it would work, is the Rays would pay the Yankees to be there, and then the Rays would be getting the large portion of the gate. Yeah. And then they would be using that money to kind of pay the stipend, if you will.
Yeah, and I'm wondering who's paying for the upgrades, because they had to do some upgrades to the field to make it, quote-unquote, Major League Baseball approved.
That would seem like a Rays.
I think the Rays paid it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the Rays had to pay that, because I'm sure the Yankees were like, sure, you can play here. You got to make all the improvements yourself, and we'll definitely keep those improvements because, well, guess what? We own the stadium. But, hey, come, hang out, play. And it's only a 1-year deal. And that's my big stick with this, too, is the Rays have said, we're not fixing the roof. St. Pete.
$15 million is what they paid them.
Okay, so that's not bad, really, in terms of renting a stadium for a whole season. That is not awful. So, it cuts into what you're making. Sure it does, but I'm sure that $15 million is cheaper than fixing the roof at the Trop.
Yes. Yes, it is, and then that's kind of the next, because they were supposed to have the new ballpark, but then those plans
are gone
after the hurricane. So now it's not only are you looking for a short term for 2026, but you're also going to be looking for 2026 and beyond.
Just any home.
Does the franchise move? Does Stu end up selling? I mean, there's so many questions kind of revolving around that organization, and it stinks because I would like to see him stay in the Tampa St. Pete area. Especially, I think it would be better. I think it would behoove the Rays, as much as everyone else would agree as well, to get into the actual Tampa area.
I think Manfred is doing what Gary Bettman did with the Arizona Coyotes, what he's doing with the Rays here. He's saying, okay, you can go build a new stadium in this town. I'm not going to let you move that team. And I think that's what Manfred and Stu are fighting over right now, is Stu wants to move the team to, I think, anywhere else. And I think, Manfred wants to keep that market, wants to stay in Florida there, wants to have a bigger, Florida's a big state. A lot of people living here. Only 2 states have more population than Florida. So, he wants that team to stay there. So I think the only way the Rays could move out of Florida is if Stu sells the team.
Yeah.
Similar to what happened with the Arizona Coyotes moving to Utah and being the Utah Hockey Club. So, and this is a problem for baseball. This is not a Rays problem.
Yeah.
This is a baseball problem. We have 2 teams. Billions, worth billions. Guys that own these teams, worth billions. And we're running around trying to find minor league stadiums for these guys that make millions.
Yeah.
To play in. That's not a good look. Well, that is a look of saying we don't know what we're doing.
And for the guys who make it to the show, right? You've been playing in single A, double A, triple A. You watch how you like every move every rung up the ladder that you move, the stadiums and the facilities are just that much nicer. Yeah, exactly. And now you're going from, even if it's not one of the best stadiums in Major League Baseball, you're going from the Trop to back to
a single A ballpark.
Yeah.
At least the A's are playing in a AAA park.
Yeah, there you go.
That's at least.
But it is Steinbrenner, though.
It is Steinbrenner. And it's not a bad single A stadium, but it is still a single A stadium. It doesn't have the number of seats that even AAA stadiums have.
And they've already moved pitch times back for the month of June, where games that were going to start at 7:05, moving that back to 7:35. And we know how it is here in Florida with the way that the weather is so unpredictable. And then just the weather in general here in Florida during the summer, it's going to be
there's a good chance of rain every day.
Yeah, there's going to be some steamy nights over there in Steinbrenner Field.
And
but here's the thing. At the same time, yes, we're talking about Major League Baseball games, but baseball has been being played there for a long time, so they'll figure it out.
People know how to get there.
Right.
Absolutely. But the thing is it's still a minor league stadium. It doesn't have that awness to it that you get like when you walk into Yankee Stadium. That's just like, I am in the house that Ruth built.
Yeah.
Although it's not the house that Ruth built anymore. It's the house that Jeter built, but still. Same thing. You walk, you see things that are very distinctive. You see grandeur. You see large everything. It's an event. Where a minor league ballpark, they're usually small. They're usually quite comfy with each other, because it is a more community aspect than a major league aspect. And that's just not what I want to see. I don't think it's what a lot of fans want to see. I think fans want to have that full experience that you get from going to the major league ballparks, which you can kind of fake it in the minor league ballpark, but you can't fake it as much as a real major league ballpark. Because if you look at major league ballparks, you don't really see outside of it.
Right.
You can see a little bit maybe over the outfield in some of these stadiums, but it's not like, a minor league stadium where you look out and,
there's
like
Del
if you look
Mabry Boulevard right there.
You look out over the stadium, it's like, hey, look, there's the Dollar General, a yellow store. Awesome. Let's stare at it versus like PNC Park. Man, isn't that a beautiful bridge?
Yeah.
You're missing out on those things. It's something Major League Baseball needs to correct. They need to correct this quickly.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think they can correct it super quickly, especially for the Rays. Now, the A's will be corrected Because they will in 3 years or whatever.
Years, yeah, the 3
to be
years
in Vegas. So we do have
a
a deadline with that. We do see a light at the end of the tunnel there.
I think, it's going to get fixed, though. Will it be Steinbrenner again next year? Who knows?
I don't think so. I think the Yankees don't want, because that disrupts the Yankees minor league system as well. So I don't think the Yankees really want to deal with another, okay, we have to schedule our games around your major league games because major league games will get preference because that just
they're playing at a field like next to the Tarpons. That's who plays there. They're playing at a field next to
right, but they're still not doing
field,
they're still not doing games back to back same day there. So it's still, you've got to have separate days.
Mm-hmm.
So you're eating up a lot of days, and the Rays in Major League Baseball scheduled most of the Rays home games, like something like 40 of the first 60 something.
Yeah,
are at home for them because once we get into June and July, what does it do every day?
Rain. Yeah.
And they want to stay away from that. Makes total sense. But fix it. Find a place. I don't really want the Rays to live in perpetuity in South Florida, going from minor league stadium to minor league stadium to minor league stadium.
It's just wild, too, when you think about all the money that the teams in California spend, especially between the Dodgers and the Padres, right? And you're sitting here in a big state as well with Florida, and you've got the Tampa Bay Rays and the Miami Marlins. Neither one of the teams spend money on their roster.
Yeah, I brought it up last week. The Miami Marlins are spending less money on their active roster than the Houston Astros are paying in dead money for dudes not to play baseball for them this season. And people say Dodgers are the problem. Oh, okay, maybe. But the Marlins with that's a problem too.
Mm-hmm.
Where the Marlins had a game last week where every single starter except for the pitcher was literally paid MLB minimum.
Yeah.
And the pitcher was only paid $50,000 more than MLB minimum. And MLB minimum this year is $800,000. Right. So, it's nothing to sneeze at, of course. You can give me $800,000 to play baseball, of course.
I'll take an eighth of that.
But these are supposed to be the best of the best. And you're just literally putting out a minimum wage product.
A bare minimum product, yeah. $15 an hour, essentially.
Yeah. Hey, guys, come play baseball. We'll pay you not a lot. It's perfect if you're a minor league team.
It is, but then also how often do you see guys from, specifically the Marlins, make a name for themselves there, and then all of a sudden they're a super, there's a laundry list of Marlins who are playing around the league right now who started their name there with the Marlins, and if they were to have kept some of that all together by paying for it, could the Marlins, and they've been a very successful franchise.
2 World Series.
Right. That's pretty insane for expansion.
Yeah, for an expansion team, 2 World Series. And the only time they have ever won in the playoffs, won a series, I should say, in the playoffs are the 2 years that they won the World Series. Every other time the Marlins have made the postseason, they have not made it out of the first round.
Yeah.
So it's, sell. Oh, it's painful.
They need to go back to their old uniforms is what they need to do.
Oh, I
go back to the Florida Marlins.
I want the Florida Marlins. I want that aqua green hat with the fish and the F on it. I would wear that right now if we had it. I absolutely love that hat.
I have the black hat, not the teal one, but
yeah. I'd take either one.
It's a great. That was a great logo. That was a great logo. Why they went to just the M? I don't know. And now the Twins, actually no, it's the C of when they have the TC. That C looks very similar to the Cincinnati Red C, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
Come on, pay
you
your
got to look for
creative
the
department.
T behind it.
Yeah,
just to catch the Twin Cities.
Yeah, and I get that aspect of it, but come on, there's so many different things that you could have done without having to almost look like another team's logo.
And the Reds were here first. Let's face it.
There you go.
The Cubs had a C that looked very familiar to the Reds back in the 30s.
Yeah.
They dropped that pretty quick.
Well, I would say that the creative departments, the Photoshop and all that good stuff wasn't as detailed.
You don't
as
think the
what
AI was working as well in the 1930s?
No, I think we were still working on it,
No chat GPT?
No chat GPT, which is actually, kind of beneficial.
It's getting better.
Yeah.
It's getting better. It's learning.
It just can't take everything that it says for face value.
Yeah, everything that comes off the internet and Chat GPT, 100% true. Nothing fake about it.
But Abraham Lincoln said so.
Exactly. Let's take a break. Dave, let's take a break. We're going to be coming back. We will discuss our $2 bets for the day.
weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
Up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Winter Storm Enzo.
And breaking weather as it happens.
Hurricane Helene.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
Rely on it.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Wednesday. A mixture of mostly sunshine and slight fog the rest of the day with a moderate breeze at 17 miles per hour coming out of the south-southeast, and look for it to be 78. Tonight, there will be slight fog with the temperature reaching 69. Slightly foggy in the morning and then some sun tomorrow with a high of 78. This weather is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay-down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
Is your restaurant looking a little tired from the long off season? Is your office a little offish? Start the new year off right by giving them a fresh start. Fresh Start Cleaning is now accepting new clients. Ask about their complimentary hood cleaning services. Fresh Start Cleaning. Get clean again with Fresh Start. Call 850-771-6917, 771-6917, and ask about their complimentary hood cleaning services.
Now back to the Inside Drive, live and local from the Gulf Plus studios. From the fairway to the rough.
I was hoping to squeeze in 9 holes before this rain starts.
From the greens to the bunker.
Certainly, Your Eminency.
It's the Inside Drive with Ryan and Jay.
The good Lord would never disrupt the best game of my life.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Tuned in to the Inside Drive, and a big thanks to our sponsor Golf Plus, because without Golf Plus I'm not talking to you right now. So go down, visit those guys, get some clubs, play some golf. They got one of those simulators, right?
Yeah, they got a simulator. You can actually rent that out, and it's not by the person. You get a foursome up there, and you can rent it out. I think it's $75 an hour, which isn't really a bad price. That's cheaper than golf when you split it between 4 people. So yeah, you go up there. You can use the simulator. They've got used golf clubs for a very good price. It's one of those. What's so awesome about the store is it doesn't matter what your price range is. Allen's got something for you. They will take care of you. They will take great care of you. And they've got, stuff for the beginners all the way up to the pro. Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, I'm talking putters that are like a daggum $1,000.
I'm not shocked at all by that. I mean, some of those professional golfer clubs, I'm sure, cost thousands for just a driver.
Oh, yeah. No, well, I don't know about I don't know. I don't know what like a custom, PGA Tours driver would cost, but I mean, the price of drivers are not cheap. Like each year, they come out with a new one, and they're about $400 or $500, anywhere from like $300 to $500.
Yeah.
Depending on which driver it is.
Well, the nice thing is you can use it for a good while.
And then you have the people who also buy new clubs each and every year. Their game starts stinking. They're like, I guess it's time for new clubs. And for me, it's like I got new irons, probably 3. I bought used irons, but they were new to me.
Irons.
Exactly. I got those about 3 years ago, but I mean, basically outside of that, I'm swinging a Nike Sasquatch, which is, outdated, not made anymore. I'm Nike Ignite putter. And yeah, so everything, and when I buy golf balls, 9 times out of 10, I'm buying the refurbished balls that they get out of the.
You're getting the one from the Gator Pit.
I'm trying to play as cheap as possible, son. I just want to go out there and have fun.
Do not blame you. Well, thank you guys tuning in, hanging out with us here on a Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Give us a call. Give us a text, 850-215-6223. 6290. And we have 3 local shows every day, Monday through Friday. Wake up with the Coach James Hale Show. Then right now, we got the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. And be sure to tune in the afternoon with David Hayes and the cast of characters known as the Afternoon Underdogs. Well, baseball game got started. The Pirates and Rays into the first 0-0, each team coming out with 1 hit during that inning. So let's talk about our bets for the day, Dave. $2 bets, no more than $2.
$2,
that is what you get. You go through, you find what you like. And
we're putting like a parlay with $2, or are we just putting it on one game?
You can parlay it if you want. This is
all right,
this
let's
is
put
your
a 10-legger together.
This is your $2 bet, man. So you can parlay it, you can single it, you can even grab a few bets if you like. So my big bet that I found that I like the numbers on for tonight, the Hawks will be playing the Mavs. Hawks are getting a +4 against the Mavs at a -110. I like that one a lot because I just don't think the Mavs have got it at all. I know the Hawks aren't playing the best basketball right now, but didn't the Mavs just fire Nico?
Did they? I don't know if they did or not.
I mean, they need to.
I mean, the fan base would like that.
The fan base would love it, but I just think right now the Mavs are in such disarray with everything they're trying to do that I will just bet against them every time right now because I just do not see that organization.
Yeah, they did. They fired him yesterday.
Yeah, all right, so there we go. Breaking news. Nico is unemployed. Not... a little shocked, but not shocked at the same time. I really thought Mark Cuban had more of a say in the day-to-day operations of what was really going on that team. I thought he was more like a Jerry Jones guy, but I think Mark Cuban got kind of a little caught off guard. Like, wait, what? You traded Luka for what?
Mm-hmm.
And so we see what the end results were on that.
You know what $2 bet I'm probably liking right now if I'm not going to parlay it? It would be Denver covering 9.5 after the game that they had last night, right? A close game, and Nikola Jokic had a 61-point triple-double. So I think that they bounce back tonight and cover the 10 against the Victor Wembanyama-less San Antonio Spurs.
I'll go to hockey for my next $2 bet. The Colorado Avalanche are losing the puck in the puck line, so that means they are down 1.5 goals, but they are playing the Chicago Blackhawks. They're also playing at home. Blackhawks are just awful, not the worst team in the league. That now belongs to the Sharks. But the Hawks, losing streak right now, not looking good, not together. Avs fighting for that third playoff spot in the Central. I think they're going to hold on to it. They're looking really good. So give me the Avs. I'll give up the 1.5 goals, and that is my next $2 bet.
All right, man. Where am I at here? You know what I'm going to do? My $2 bet is going to be on the Philadelphia Phillies. All right. Ooh. They are -2.5 run favorite against the Colorado Rockies. They're at the house, and it's +100 for them to cover 2.5 there. So I like that, and I think that I would also take the over in that game at 7.5. So for them to get 8 runs, I would parlay that together. So a $2 bet with that same game parlay would only get you $6.40. But
hey,
nonetheless, a dub's a dub, right?
You take it. You take the money where you can find the money. All right, let me try to build a parlay. Let me look through real quick. What do I like for a parlay? I'm going to stick with baseball.
All right.
Let's stick with baseball. So the Mets play the Marlins in Miami. Mets at a -230 on ESPN. So give me the Mets for the win at -230. And the Padres play the Guardians. And as of right now, Padres still no losses. So until they lose one, give me the Padres at a -200. And give me the Mets at a -230, and that will be my parlay for the evening at $2.
Since you've done one in every sport, I'll go to the NHL, and I'll put $2 on the Washington Capitals, who are +1.5 at -145. So I think that
I like that one.
Yeah,
a lot.
I mean +1.5. You're getting 2 goals with OV and the Caps there. I like that, and the Carolina just.
Carolina's good. They're in the playoff hunt,
but it's just not the same team as what they've been. Yeah, the best team in the league, right?
Yeah. No, Jets are the best team in the league.
Oh, okay, all right.
But,
best team in the East?
But they're the best team in the East right now. They could be. I think it's only like a 2 or 3 point standing difference. So they have a chance for the President's Trophy. I don't know if I want them to have the President's Trophy or not, because the NHL has a history of the team winning the President's Trophy, not always winning that Stanley Cup. And you know what I want more than the President's Trophy? A Stanley Cup.
Yeah, Jets got 106 points. The Capitals have 105, so that'll be neck and neck.
That's going to be.
Just don't touch the trophy if you do end up winning it, right?
Yeah. Just be careful. Don't touch the President's Trophy. Don't touch the Clarence Trophy. Don't touch the Campbell Trophy.
Just the cup if you win it.
If you can stand around and take your picture, definitely do it. But the only person that will touch it is the captain to pick it up and take it off the ice.
Or LeBron James.
Or LeBron. LeBron will take it up and just carry it. I remember that. They lost that year, didn't they?
I believe they did,
I do believe they lost that year. That did not work out great for them at all. Gotta learn, guys. Gotta learn. All right, what else do I got for you on bets? Any other interesting bets that I see? I don't really got anything else for bettage. So let's move on to the next thing. What's your game of the night? What you most looking forward to?
Oh, man, you start there.
The Caps. Easy, got to be the Caps taking on Carolina. 4 goals to go for Ovi. I think he could get a hat trick tonight to tie it. TNT has announced that they're going to let Joe Benintendi, the guy that actually does the Caps games on the TV, he is the one that is going to be calling the game. So basically, TNT is just going to be streaming through TNT the Caps broadcast. So you will get to hear Joe Benintendi call that goal if Ovi gets it tonight, which I think's great for Joe. I think it's great for the league. The guy that has called the most goals for Ovi, let him call it, man. Let him call it.
Be on the call for one of the biggest calls of Ovi's career. That would be the biggest call, right?
I would think so.
Obviously, looking forward to the Braves and the Dodgers. That's going to be hopefully... Hopefully, the Braves can get their first win of the season, but that'll be tough. Let's see. Let me go. So baseball-wise, if I'm looking outside of the Braves and the Dodgers, even right now, the Pirates and the Rays, I think, is a game that I'm going to turn on the TV here once we get into our next break. From the NHL, what game am I looking forward to the most? I mean, we just talked about the Capitals and the Hurricanes. That's a game with 2 playoff teams. But how about I hate the Maple Leafs and I hate the Panthers? But that would be I think that'll be a good game tonight. Panthers and the Maple Leafs at 6:30 this evening, and then the NBA. Let's go with. Ooh, man, there's really not. I mean, I guess Atlanta and Detroit and OKC. Maybe Detroit can get a little bit more. They're not going to be at the Palace, but maybe add a little malice to that game this evening.
Oh, for my NBA game that looks the most interesting to me, kind of flipping through it. It's looks a lot of lopsided games tonight, doesn't it? Just looking at what games are going on, you see a lot of games that are like 60 wins playing a 40-win team. Give me the Nuggets and Spurs just to watch Jokic ball out.
Yeah.
Because I bet he go balling because, Spurs just kind of fell apart without Vicky, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, and then they got, who'd they get at the trade deadline? Oh, man.
Oh, they picked up somebody.
From the Kings. De'Aaron Fox. And I believe he's injured as well. So just kind of a very tough go for the Spurs. I don't remember what their record was before Wembanyama ended up getting injured, but yeah, that's a tough go for him.
Yeah, it wasn't a great record before that even, because it was just not a team for build. I mean, it's got a team that could have some good build to it, but you got a bunch of young guys playing real hard, and well, when you lose the best of your youngest guys, you're not going to, end up turning out the best record.
I do wonder, though, for the Nuggets tonight, and I picked them in our $2 bet, but with them playing double overtime last night and, that's a long game, and on the, second day of a back-to-back, I wonder if that will be problematic for the Nuggets tonight.
Could be. I mean, it's back-to-back in basketball. I don't know if it's quite as bad as, like, say, back-to-back in hockey.
Right.
But still, you're still out there working it, man. It's still 94 feet. You're running back and forth the whole night.
The Nuggets last night scored 139 points, falling to the Timberwolves 140 to 139 in double overtime, as we mentioned. They got only 14 points from the bench. 12 of those 14 points were from Russell Westbrook.
Wow.
They only had 4 players play from the bench as well. 91 of your points, though, were from Nikola Jokic and Aaron Gordon. So that's
nuts.
Yeah, pretty impressive there. And for Jokic to be shooting 18 of 29 and 6 of 11 from three-point. That guy, he's something else, seriously.
Oh, he's great to watch. He just doesn't look like the guy that would do that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't look like he's going to just get out there and three. But because he's so big, so bulky, you know, he's not as huge as Shaq, but he's still that like large bodied frame that you'd expect to just, okay, he's going to get down low and just dominate there. But no, he'll take it anywhere on the court.
And he's so good passing the ball as well, man. Some of his no-look passes, just watch a compilation of highlights from Nikola Jokic, and you're just like, golly, the guy is, and he's a lot more athletic than what his body looks.
Oh, absolutely.
Like what he would be, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was not upset when he had that run of getting all the MVPs in a row. It didn't bother me. He was the best player. I don't know why people get all upset like, he can't win so many in a row. It's like, why? If you're the best player, take it.
Yeah.
I got no fight with that. Just because you're the best player for the longest time in this run, it's not your fault.
Right. It's just the whole voter fatigue, the aspect of it, which should it be a thing? No, it shouldn't have been. It shouldn't be. But you can even go to the NFL this year, where I think Lamar Jackson had a pretty fair argument for MVP, but Josh Allen, because of the hype going, or what the preseason expectations were, and the Buffalo Bills not really having a wide receiver that you could name. Yes, they had guys.
They had NFL
but they didn't,
guys.
They didn't have Stephon Diggs anymore, and so there wasn't a lot of high expectations around the Bills, and so for him to have the season that he did, and one of his best seasons, he deserved it as well. But it's Lamar had the numbers right there with him.
He was great. I don't know. Is there a better way to pick MVP than having writers vote on it? Should we let the players maybe have a say in it as well?
Ooh, I just don't leave it in the hands of the fans. That's my biggest thing.
I mean,
at the
maybe
end of the
split
day,
it 3 ways. Like have an online vote with fans that we can kind of ignore.
Then you can have a fan, but not for MVP. I think players and writers have a mixture there of 60-40, where 60-40, I would say 60% writers, 40% players.
Yeah, you can do that.
And
maybe have the players. It's like you can vote for people not on your team.
Yeah, exactly. Because it would be hard but what if your guy is the MVP?
Yeah, you're the Nuggets, and it's like, no, I want my guy because he's the best.
So that's where and writers. You would like to think, even though this may not be true, you would like to think that they're a little bit more. They're not as biased as what the players are going to be.
Right. But they are.
They are.
Writers
Maybe
are
even more so.
horribly. Yeah, writers are horribly biased. Because you know what? Writers don't get traded. Writers usually write for that team, and usually write for that team large chunks of their career, while, an NBA guy can play on 4 teams in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So I would say writers are horribly biased. And then we can kind of tell that by, who didn't vote for Ichiro? Yeah. Exactly. That guy, everybody should have voted yes for that. That was a yes from everybody. Oh, that was that. I hate that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's take a break. I'm going to cool down, and we'll be right back with more of the Inside Drive, brought to you by Golf Plus.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Country. Take me home to a place where
I belong.
West Virginia. Mama.
Just a text from somebody that says, does Coach Hale's music CD come with a rubber mallet so I can bash my brain out while listening?
Weekday morning 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Panama City, are you ready for March Madness and the best crawfish in town? Head to Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar. Watch 4 games at once, all tournament long, on the largest TV in Panama City. Wear your team gear and score big. Buy a drink, make a basket, win a free drink. Plus, unbeatable specials. 3 pounds of crawfish with corn potatoes, just $25. Buckets of beer, $12.50. Lone Star Boyle House and Sports Bar, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
Turf Pro Lawn and Pest Control. They take pride in caring for their customers' property by providing lawn and whole house pest control. Whether you have roaches or any other unwanted bugs in your home, Turf Pro has you covered. Or if your lawn needs weed control, fertilize, insect control, Turf Pro has you covered by providing custom treatments to meet your property's needs. No property is the same, so why should it be treated that way? Turf Pro, where the blue and yellow trucks make your lawn green. Call 850-890-5820.
Is your car looking dull? Is your home's exterior showing its age? Flight Mobile Detail Technician brings the shine right to you. They offer expert mobile car detailing, from paint correction and ceramic coating to deep seat shampooing. And for your home or business, their soft wash pressure washing system cleans without damage. Convenient, professional, and right at your door. Don't wait. Get that showroom shine and curb appeal back. Call Flight Mobile Detail Technician today. 850-640-5286. 850-640-5286.
Broadcasting from the Golf Plus studios, it's the Inside Drive.
We're starting fresh.
Fresh new start.
Locally sourced, farm to radio. The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey is live and local on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are back to the Inside Drive, sponsored by Golf Plus. James Fife filling in for Ryan Mulvey on this Wednesday. David Hayes hanging out with us, hitting the buttons, talking to us, making us feel welcome and at home. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate that.
Absolutely, my friend.
All right, guys, I'm going to call this open line, so give us a call. Call on in, 850-215-6290. Whatever is on your mind, Northwest Florida, sports-related preferred, but if you got something else, go ahead. Give us a call. Let's talk about it. We are on 104.3 Panama City, 101.9 in Port St. Joe, and be sure to download the app. So what I got for you guys right now, I got 2 bits of news. One of them sports-related, one of them not sports-related.
Oh, let's go.
One of these, actually, I think I might bring up again next Monday with our good friends from PCB Hobby at Todd Mueller there, because earlier last month, a flaming hot Cheeto was sold by Golden Auction House for $87,840. Now, what makes this 3-inch long Cheeto so valuable?
It's got to be what it looks like, right?
It is what it looks like. And what does it look like? It looks like what they call a Cheetozard. So a Charizard from the Pokemon. And I got to look at it here. And you know what? It kind of looks like a dragon. So congratulations to the person that made the little sign that said Cheetozard and found a Cheeto worth
$800,000. I mean, that's crazy. I'm about to just go buy a whole bunch of different packs of Cheetos and just put them up there on eBay just to see, and I'll give them their own names. Oh, look, this Cheeto looks like a Cheeto.
Look, it's an Otani Cheeto.
Yeah, exactly. My goodness, man. Oh, here's the baseball bat.
Wonder if you can send it to PSA for verification.
Ooh, I don't know, because that's a 101, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a 101. So, I mean, it's, I don't know if it's worth grading, but, you know, if you want that 10 on that 101, I can still add value to it because, Cheeto. Sorry, that still cracks me up. Cheetos.
Yeah, Cheetos hard.
8,000.
How much you said?
$87,000.
I thought you said
$840.
Okay. All right, so $80,000. You know, that's a little bit closer to my price range.
Yeah, I mean, still go buy. I'd rather still buy a new car.
Yeah, I'd
still rather buy a new truck. Yeah, exactly. Give me a new truck over, you know, having than spending money on the flamin' hot Cheetos. All right, now on to the NFL news. The NFL will now be using new technologies to measure the first down.
Yeah, this is
no more chain gang. There still will be a chain gang. They'll still be on the sidelines, and if something goes wrong with the camera.
Which probably will.
We saw how well Major League Baseball and streaming service worked out at the beginning of this season, which that made me not very happy. We can talk about that too. But yes, it will be a group of cameras all around the stadium. Each and every single stadium in the NFL will have to have this technology in it by the beginning of the season, or I guess they'll be in trouble of some kind. Not real sure. It doesn't list what kind of punishment there will be, but the league has told all teams to get the technology. So basically what'll happen is they'll have all these high-powered cameras that got little lasers that can reach out and measure things, and they will tell you if the nose of that ball made it to the first down marker. Not quite sure how it works. It doesn't, because I'm used to the StatMan, the Stattronics things that you got in baseball. Right. I'm very familiar with it, and it's just basically a black screen-looking thing, kind of looks like a flat-screen TV that just picks up everything. But these actually look to be, Sony cameras, like an actual, shoot it, film it camera.
You're right.
And so they are going to be at different spots in the stadium, and they will cover apparently the whole field. So we got robo-umps in football now. How about that?
Yeah, hey, robo-umps in football. It'll be interesting to see how accurate this ends up being. Is this going to add more time to, like when they start getting into, well, where is the ball? Well, if this technology is telling you, then why is this? Why are we making this more difficult than what it needs to be? I'm always going to be a fan of the human element of referees, umpires. Like I'll take the mistakes as long as the mistakes aren't egregious, and I just want consistency. Call it the same way, at least for the entirety of the game. That's what I yearn for from officiating, is just consistency.
And it's 6 cameras that I've found that. It's 6 cameras around the stadium. And the thing is they're only measuring it once they put the ball down. So, I mean, there's still the human element of the referees watching the ball to see where the play stops and then putting the ball down. And there's times, we've seen it plenty of times watching football, every single game, running back gets the ball, runs it up the middle. There's, like 20 guys in that pile. You can't tell me that the referee knows exactly to the T how far the nose of that football made it. But still, we're going to go out there with a laser measurement to make sure that it's a first down, even though that ball could have been 3 inches forward or backwards from where it actually really was, because the referee just picks it up and, it was right here, and puts it down.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, and it is a game of inches, so there is that element of it. We'll see how it plays out. It's going to be one of those things, I think, just kind of like the kickoff, where it'll take some time getting used to, especially if it's just automatically. And then, is there going to be confusion between who the official who is spotting the ball? Is he having to wait for someone to watch a replay and say, it should be at the 38.5 rather than the 38-yard line?
Yeah, it's still left to the referees for placement. Discretion of the referee for placement of the ball. It's just the measurement will now be done magically through computers.
There you go. So, hey, real quick from Josie on the Go on Facebook.
Yes, hit us up.
PCB new spring break safety measures after the shooting over there at Pier Park. There's going to be checkpoints in designated Pier Park areas for drugs, weapons, and alcohol. Only small purses are allowed. That has to be 6 by 8 inches. There is a curfew if you're under 18 for 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. and no face coverings except for health reasons.
Ooh, cracking down. Crack the whip.
And there you go.
Whoa.
Why haven't you been wearing your mask lately, James?
I paint all my goalie masks, so I just got to hang it up on the wall. I don't really wear them around unless I'm playing hockey.
That would be so funny. Oh, you got to wear a mask to come in this establishment, and you walk in with a goalie mask on. It's got all the holes. Oh, that would be great. That would be great. Well, I got my mask on.
What are you talking about? I got a mask on. You can't kick me out of here. Man, Pier Park, that all went down while we were at the Magic game.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had I was hanging out with that went with us on the Holland Hearts Magic Express. Mm-hmm. Like, one of the guys pulled his phone. I was like, dude, people got shot at Pier Park.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, guess what? I was there yesterday. Yeah. Literally, I was there the day before.
It just, man, you hate it because there's so many people down here for spring break, and it gets such a bad rap when That's
it was like
couple
what,
of the bad
five people
right?
doing something stupid.
There's a couple of the bad apples, amongst many people who are down here for a good, safe time.
Most of the spring breakers aren't a problem.
Yeah,
it's just that 3 to 5% just wrecks it for everybody else because they're just so awful.
Yeah, I mean, hey, a little mischief can go a long way, especially when alcohol starts getting involved.
I went to Florida and came back with a criminal record.
There you go.
Florida man.
Come on vacation, leave on probation, and then end up staying for the duration.
Staycation.
Yeah.
Staycation right there, Bay County Prison. We're open and ready for business, everybody. So just, like Dave said, if you're going to Pier Park, go over those rules one more time for the people.
All right, let's get back to it real quick here from Josie on the Go. Checkpoints in designated Pier Park area for drugs, weapons, and alcohol. Only small purses allowed. 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. is the curfew if you're under 18, and there's no face coverings except for health reasons.
So is it Panama City Beach Police that's doing the checking, or they got security? I'm sure they don't have that listed there, but just thinking out loud.
Yeah, no, I'm not entirely sure on that. I would imagine that it would be the police, though.
I would imagine so, just getting some cops in there just for the little extra security. Because when I worked for the county pier for a while, and during the summer and during spring break, we'd pay off-duty sheriff's department guys to just literally sit there.
Yeah.
Like, if we need you, we just come up to your window. If not, you just sit in your car and make a buck. It's sad that you have to do that, but every once in a while you just get that one person where it's like, I want you to go away.
Well, I mean, it's just like, with when the police are sitting on the side of the road, even if they, just that presence right there will cause you to slow down, you know what I mean, to obey the speed limit. So even if they're just out there and there's the visibility of law enforcement, sometimes that
it's just
curtails.
A nice deterrent.
Yeah, exactly.
My favorite story about having somebody kicked out of the pier. Do you remember how we used to be able to rent scooters around here and drive them up and down?
Yeah, I forgot. Man, so glad that's...
I'm glad that's gone. But we had a guy try to drive...
And we're not talking about the scooters like when you go to Nashville, you go to big cities.
No, not like the birds. I'm talking like the
motorized
50
scooters.
cc's.
Yeah.
Well, we had a guy that drove it and tried to drive it through the fence and onto the pier.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, with the cop standing right there in my office next to me. And I'm like,
that's insane.
Can you not take care of that? He's like, I will gladly take care of that.
Did he make it through the fence?
No. Did make it to the back of a police car,
Hey,
though.
there you go. He saw the fence in the back of the police car.
Oh, yeah, because he tried to, once he saw the cop come out, he tried to go. Cop just reached out and grabbed him by a collar, fell off the bike went a few more feet and fell over.
Hey, sometimes you can't fix stupid.
Had to call one of those rental companies and be like, hey, this guy got arrested and left your bike here. You might want to come pick it up because I'm not taking it to you.
Yeah, that's wild right there. Trying to drive through a fence with a
spring break,
with a little moped.
Oh yeah, dude, you could tell, dude was just blitzed, just blitzed. Great times, everybody. All right, so Inside Drive, ESPN Northwest Florida. Big shout out, Golf Plus. Thank you, Alan. We'll get you in here sometime. He calls in on the show, doesn't he?
Mondays is 12:20 is when Alan Watson's on, and we have him on the afternoon underdogs Thursdays at 4:20.
Yep. I need to start coming up with really, really bad golf questions for him.
There you go.
I was doing that for a little while after we lost Drew.
Yeah.
We need to bring that back.
The long-winded question from Drew Gorman. There wasn't nothing like that, man. Miss old Drew, that's for sure.
Those were great questions because it would just be this great story to a little little 3-sentence question to follow with.
Yeah, Drew was great about that, man. That was, and I know Alan always looked forward to those questions.
Oh, you could tell. You heard it in his voice that the excitement of the Drew Gorman question of the week. All right, one more bit of news, David Hayes, has to do with our Tennessee Titans.
Oh, boy, what are we talking about?
They are no longer going to be using the Navy as the home uniform color. They are going to be going to the light powder blue, baby blue, as the official home field jersey of the Tennessee Titans.
I like it because that's my favorite combination of the two. I still getting used to the navy blue helmets.
I like them.
I like them. I think that they're sharp. I think it looks even better when it's navy blue helmet, light blue and then the blue pants to go along with that.
Yes, absolutely.
The second half of this topic, I'm not a huge fan of.
The second half of the topic. So if you read down on the press release, kind of towards the bottom, kind of buried in there, the Tennessee Titans let us know for the 2025 football season, no Oiler jerseys. No, not a one.
Best jerseys in football.
Great jerseys.
Best helmets in football. I mean, yeah, I'm coming from a biased perspective, no doubt about that. But yeah, it stinks that we're not going to be wearing these. Also, on the flip side of that, though, it is, we always tend to wear them against Houston, and we lose
Don't
to
usually
Houston.
do when we wear them.
It's like, all right, maybe we should take a little break till we get back to some winning ways. And maybe if they draft Cam Ward, maybe that'll maybe our fortune will change this year.
My theory is they're not doing the jerseys because of the lawsuit that they're in with the University of Houston.
Oh, but
Because
that's just the colors, though, isn't it?
It was the colors and the shape of the numbers and everything. All those things are copyrighted.
Yeah.
All of those things are trademarked. And Houston used it without permission, and the Titans said, no, you can't do that. We sue. And Houston said, no, it's different enough. You can't sue us. And I just think because we're still in that legal fight, I think that's the whole reason the Titans are not wearing the jerseys this year.
That could absolutely be the reason. It could play a large part in the role. But my feeling on it, I get, you don't want to let them use it. My thing is all right, it's not the Houston Texans using it. It's the Houston Cougars.
Yes.
Right? It's a college team, and so you almost kind of get when people look at those and they feel like they look like the Oilers. That makes them think of your franchise. So yeah.
All right, guys. End of the show today. Had a great time on my first show today. James Fife. Big thanks to David Hayes. Brian Haddad in tomorrow. So I will be back Friday. Ryan will be back on Monday. Have a great day, everybody. I will be back with David Hayes on the Afternoon Underdogs here in the afternoon. But as of right now, enjoy it. Keep your stick on the ice.
Keep the game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the Sports Talk and Live play-by-play at